Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to review Transformers Rise of the Beast. This is the seventh installment in the live-action Transformers franchise. It's the 8th Transformers movie, though, if you count the cartoon from back in the 80s. So,
okay.
But look, before we get into talking about it, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We do movie and TV reviews, and we talk entertainment news every Monday on our live streams.
Yeah.
And then
like the video.
Like the video, like she said. And then, leave us a comment. Did you see Transformers Rise of the Beast? What were your thoughts on it? Where does it rank for you in the franchise? Is it one of your favorites? Let us know in the comments section below. So,
yeah.
All right, Transformers Rise of the Beast. I'd say of the two of us, I feel like you're more the Transformers fan than me. For sure, and that dates like all the way back to the Michael Bay ones.
Yep, that's true. I used to always go to the theater to see the Transformer movies with my brother, and so that was kind of our thing. I don't remember like when we quit doing that though. We didn't do it for all of them.
Probably just the first 3 Shia LaBeouf ones, I think. Yeah. I don't think y'all saw the Wahlberg one.
But anyway, when I saw that this one was coming out, I like immediately thought that it looked really good.
It did look really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a different look to this movie and Bumblebee when you compare it to the Michael Bay ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just something. I feel like the Michael Bay ones are a little bit more like dark, and the way he shoots stuff is like so close, and so like you couldn't make anything out. Like in these movies, this one and Bumblebee, which are easily my favorite ones, I'll just go ahead and say it. You can see everything, like you can see all the characters, and you can make out like the action.
I was really looking forward to this movie, and I'm glad to say that it delivered for me.
Yeah, I think it was really good. They got me with this one, with the trailers, because growing up, I didn't really watch Transformers. I've still never seen the cartoon movie. I didn't watch the cartoon in the 80s. But I grew up watching Beast Wars, which was like the PlayStation 1 graphics, like kind of computer animated show. And I don't know how many seasons that had or anything, but I loved that show. I was all about it. So when I saw like Cheetor and Optimus Primal in the trailer, I was like, hell yeah, like that's what I know.
Yeah.
So I was excited for those characters to see them.
Yeah, I thought that it was, I didn't grow up like watching that or anything, but to see it in this movie, I just thought that it was something cool to just add to it instead of just
layers,
like instead of just the robots or like the vehicles, these are like animals that are robots. I don't know, I just thought that it was really cool. And so
and I thought that they integrated them very well into the storyline of the Autobots.
This one is set in 94. I remember that.
Yeah.
And so that was a fun little twist on it too, instead of like more modern times, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like we're seeing that a lot more now. Like we saw 80s nostalgia for a while, and now we're seeing 90s kind of integrated a little bit more in there. So I'm here for it. I mean, we both grew up in the 90s, so
yeah, everything is always full circle, I feel like. But I don't know, I'm always a sucker for music, and this soundtrack was really good. The music was really good. It was just very fun, and without like talking about a different movie, it's really interesting to me, and I'm probably going to get a lot of crap for this, but we just recently saw Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I think that I had more fun with this movie.
Yeah,
I felt like this movie was more fun.
I feel like Spider-Man's a better movie.
Yeah.
Like overall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say I had just as good a time with this movie as I did Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I don't know. I just enjoyed this one a lot more. And then also too with this one, I feel like it worked really well because I enjoyed like all of the characters. I thought that all of the characters were really good.
Yeah. You had I'm trying to bring out the actor's name, but Anthony Ramos played Noah Diaz. I thought he was really good in the lead role. There was a couple of points where I thought it was a little corny.
Yeah.
Here and there, but overall he was a likable character, and I enjoyed him. And dare I say, I enjoyed him more as a character than I liked Shia LaBeouf's character in the original ones.
Gotcha.
Just a little bit more tolerable to me. I like Shia LaBeouf, but in those movies with Megan Fox, that stuff didn't work. And his parents were so annoying. I don't want to get into all that. But he was really good. And Dominic Fishback, who was in that show we watched earlier this year, Swarm. The girl that was in Swarm.
Yeah.
She was good in it as well.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to call out, and this is something I just realized before we started filming, but the mom in this, Luna Lauren Velez,
Okay.
I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, is the same mom from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
assuming
crazy.
Into the Spider-Verse as well. So
Gotcha.
she's kind of getting typecast as the Latin mother, Spanish
Yeah.
mother in
Yeah.
both the Spider-Man movie and
So
the Transformers.
it's a good year for her.
It is. So two movies back to back. But I just thought
Right.
that was kind of funny because I looked her up and
Right.
I saw Across the Spider-Verse. I'm like, oh, she
Okay.
plays the voice of the
And
mom.
she's not really in this movie a ton.
No,
Very-
she's not.
Very
She's
minimal.
not.
But
I recognized her, and I thought I recognized her voice, and that's why I
Gotcha.
kind of looked her up. So I think she's been in something else, though.
Well, and then also, I mean, we can't forget the Autobots, and I mean,
Yeah.
you've got your Optimus Prime. Like, I feel like he is just, I don't know. I think I told you he's kind of like a grandpa
Yeah.
that you just can't help but love.
But I like this Optimus Prime in these movies because he's not as like all knowing and stoic as he is in the later movies.
Right.
He's somebody that's he's had some really bad stuff happen to him, trying to get back to their home planet, and he's trying to get his people back. So he's willing to do whatever it takes, and he doesn't like humans and humanity. This Optimus Prime doesn't. So
Right.
I like the themes of him kind of almost learning from Optimus Primal, who was kind of looked up to him as a mentor and was even named after him. So I like that whole theme.
Yeah,
running
like,
throughout the movie.
Optimus Prime, he's obviously classic. You got Bumblebee. We had, I don't know if he was like a new character, Mirage, which was
yeah.
played by Pete Davidson, which you didn't know.
No, I didn't know. I didn't recognize that. I think Mirage is in all the other movies, but
Okay.
I think they treat him as more like a background character.
Okay. But he definitely wasn't voiced by Pete Davidson in the other ones.
No, I'm sure not.
But he was a fun character, of course, very Pete Davidson, like comical, making a lot of funny, sometimes inappropriate jokes.
Yeah.
But they were still fun. And I enjoyed like the relationship that he got with the main character. They had a cute little relationship. And then, I mean, you can't forget the Beast, right? Is that what you call him?
Yeah. The Optimus Primal?
Yeah,
You talking about the ape?
Yeah. Is he an ape or a gorilla?
Ape or gorilla? I think ape is the type of I don't know.
I don't know. He
He's
just
something.
looks like
He's
a gorilla to me. Yeah, I just thought that he was so cool, and like all the scenes that he was in, they were just really badass to me. Like
I know
he
that.
was
That's,
like swinging around and
Yeah.
just like so big and powerful.
That's why I
and-
love the Beast Wars. I was
Yeah.
like, this is, even though like looking back on those, like they don't,
Right.
I don't even know why I liked that when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
to see them in like live action, I'm like, hell yeah, this is awesome. Like,
Yeah,
this is
it
what I've
was-
been waiting for.
It was really cool. And then there were other ones like the cheetah. What did you say?
Cheetor, and those are honestly the only two names that I remember is Cheetor and
And then
Optimus
there was
Prime.
like a rhino, which, they didn't all have like the biggest parts to play in the movie. But they were just still really cool to see, especially when we got to like the end big, battle scene or whatever.
Yeah, and I like the villain in this movie. I think his name was Scourge or something. A
Well,
good
he
villain,
was like,
menacing villain.
he wasn't the main.
He wasn't the main villain. He was kind of like the villain's henchman.
Right,
That kind
right.
of, you didn't really see. The main villain was kind of like Sauron from Lord of the Rings or
I was
something.
going to say,
He was
did
like
you
that.
not get Lord of the Ring vibes with this?
Yeah, a little
There
bit.
was like
and
lava.
again, I don't
and-
know the entire mythology of the Transformers. I know the Decepticons and the Autobots, and then
Right.
I know Beast Wars, and I can't remember all the villains, but they're basically two different universes with two different, villains in them. But
Yeah.
this one had like a world-ending spaceship machine and stuff in it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought. I don't know. This movie just came together for me. I'm not saying it's the greatest movie in the world, but I
Right.
think me not being a big fan of this franchise, like I like the first one, the Michael Bay one, for what it was. Like I'm nostalgic for seeing that in the theaters, but
Right.
I hated the second one. You remember that? And after that, I would not go and see any more of them.
Right, you wouldn't.
So I still haven't seen like the Mark Wahlberg ones or the third Shia LaBeouf one.
Yeah, and I mean, I loved them at the time, but to be fair, I haven't really like rewatched them, and I don't know if they would still hold up for me or not. So definitely don't judge me for that.
And
but
there's a lot of corny jokes in this for sure. There's a lot of goofiness, but it's not the same type of goofiness. Like it's actually kind of cute, kind of sweet, kind of funny, but and Michael Bay's movies, it was like almost like Mean-Spirited. He was making racist jokes and stuff about like robot genitalia and stuff. It was just like, this isn't like, who is this for? Like,
Right.
I don't know. I
Right.
thought that they handled the jokes and material, the comedic material in this and in Bumblebee a whole lot better. So, and look, I'm not gonna spoil the context, but they quote "They Live" in this movie.
Yeah, you were happy about that.
And I was super. You get to hear Roddy Piper's voice at a certain part, so for that, like, it gets bonus points for me.
Right.
So yeah, when I'm thinking about this movie, I don't know if we're gonna go into like final scores or anything. I don't know. This might be my favorite Transformers movie. I'm gonna be on. I need to go back and watch Bumblebee again.
Yeah.
It honestly might be number one. The bar is not that high, and again, I'm not saying this is the greatest movie ever.
Right.
It might be my favorite. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
All right. I don't know. I think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 as well.
Yeah, it's a fun time in the theaters, and
Yeah.
I think that when you're comparing it to all those other Transformers movies, it stands out. Like, I think it's just as good, if not better, than Bumblebee.
Yeah, and then also something to note too is, there are some pretty intriguing post-credit scenes
Oh yeah, yeah.
that is possibly going to lead into some other stuff.
Yeah.
So that was
A
kind of
cinematic
cool too.
universe.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. But yeah, that's our review of Transformers Rise of the Beast. If you've seen the movie, let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel and like the video for sure. Follow us on our social media accounts down below in the description, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye guys.